Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the Java tutorial. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about the topic variables, its types and their naming convention. Variables. In Java, a variable is a named storage location in the computer's memory where you can store and manipulate data. Here, we say that variable is a name for a particular memory location in the computer's memory. In that location, we are able to store some kind of data and later on we can manipulate it. Example, let us take a variable of name num, which contains an integer type value 100. This is the pictorial representation of variable. Within a given memory location, the 100 value is stored. For that particular memory location, num is being the name given, where num is a variable. Real life example of variables. Let us use the given analogy below. Let us consider a list of items before going to the grocery store to buy those items. The list consists of the following items. First one is apple, second cucumber, third bread. So in this scenario, to apply the concept of variables, what we have learned so far, the item 1, item 2 and item 3 are the variable names which are for 3 particular memory locations in the computer's memory. Each location consists of their respective contents. Here, as mentioned here, the first item is apple. Therefore, the variable name item 1 contains a data value called apple. A variable named item 2 consists and data value called cucumber. A variable named item 3 consists a data value bread. So let us see how to write this in Java in Eclipse IDE. And one more suggestion is that whichever IDE is convenient to you, you can use like VS Code, IntelliJ, NetBeans. But my purpose is to make you understand about the concepts clear in Java. Now coming on towards the Eclipse IDE, where you can see I have created already an example code which is named as shopping list example.java. Don't worry about the given code. I would explain, but I will be going to give the code later on so that you can try out in your own IDE. Now let us come to analyze the given code. As discussed in previous slides, shopping list. So we are naming the class as shopping list example. So in the main function, we are going to declare a 3 items of type string. As you have seen, those data items were apple, milk and bread, which are of type string, where string is a data type which consists of collection of characters or which is able to store a collection of characters. Now let us assign each values to these variables. Once again repeating, in the first line, we are declaring variables called item 1, item 2, item 3. These are the variables or these are the items present in your shopping list. And we are assigning values to each of these variables, apple, milk and bread. And the final step here is to print the items by using system.out.println method. So let us run the output. Now let us discuss about types of variables. In Java, there are 3 main types of variables based on their scope and where they are declared. Scope refers to the range within which only that variable declared can be used, and where they are declared is the position where the variables are declared in the program. The 3 types are local variables, instance variables and class variables. Let us discuss them one by one in detail. Local variables. Local variables are declared within a method, constructor or a block of code. These are the variables as shown in the previous program of shopping list, where the variables are declared within a given main method or a block of code. That is, they are accessible only within the block of code where they are declared. Therefore, the variables will be declared. Therefore, the variables which are declared inside the main method are only accessible within the main method. They are not accessible outside that main method. Therefore, local variables must be initialized before they are used. As you have seen in the previous example, for the shopping list, we have initialized 3 variables of type string: apples, milk, and bread. So let us understand this with the help of a sample code in Java. Now let us create a Java file named local variable example, which will be also the class name. Now coming on towards the main method. As mentioned earlier, local variables should be declared inside a method. These are only accessible within this main method. Now we are declaring a integer type variable whose name is num, and we are assigning it a value 10. Now we are using an system.out.println method to print the number. So let us run the given program. We are going to get the statement the number is 10. The string enclosed within the double quote will be printed as it is, and this plus refers to the adding of the string or concatenation of the string, and in the place of num the value will be replaced in that position in the console. This is the specialty of Java programming. Whereas in C you need to use format specifiers like %d for integer types, %f for floating types, and %c for character types, and %s for string types. Let us discuss about the second type of variable, which is an instance variable. Instance variables are non-static variables. Instance variables are declared within a class but outside any method. That is, instance variables are those variables which are declared outside the main method or any other method written in a given class, that is at the beginning of the class declaration. Therefore, they are associated with the instance of the class. As you are familiar with the concept that object is an instance of the class which have different values for different objects. Instance variables are deinitialized by default. Example 0 for the numerical types and null for the other reference types, that is for the string. Now let us understand this with the help of a code in Java. Now here we have created a file named instance variable example to discuss about the concept of instance variable in Java. As you can see here, the variables or the instance variables must be declared above or outside any method present in the given class. Here the only method present in the given class is the main method, and a variable named count, which is of the type int, is declared outside the main method at the beginning of the class declaration. So count is an instance variable. Because to access that variable within a method, we need to create an object. This is the syntax for creating an object within a method. For creating an object, first we need to specify the name of the class, then the name of the object, which is, after that we need to equal sign, where we are using a new keyword to create a new object. Once again we need to specify the name of the class and suffix it with the 2 braces and terminate it with a semicolon. Same syntax need to be followed for creation of n number of objects. In this scenario we are creating 2 objects, namely object 1 and object 2. Now we are using object 1 to access the instance variable and assigning a value to it. As count is an integer type variable, we are assigning the integer value 5 to the count variable created by means of object or accessed by means of object 1. Similarly, 7 and another integer value is assigned to an object type. Similarly, another integer value 7 is assigned to the count variable, which is accessed or created by means of object 2. Now we are using system.out.println method to print the values of these instance variables to the console. So now let us run the given program. As you can see here, we are successfully able to print the value of the instance variables on the console. To revise this, instance variables must be declared outside any main method or any other method present in a given class. To create any object within a class, we must follow the given syntax. Finally, we need to assign the value to the count variable by using dot operator. That is, first we need to call the object. First we need to mention the object. To access that variables, we are using a dot operator, and later on we are assigning it a value. To display the value to the console, we are using the println method. So this is all about instance variable. Let us discuss about the third type of variable, class variable. Class variables are also called as static variables. They are associated with the class itself, not with the objects. That is, these variables can be declared outside any method, but can be called inside the method without the creation of objects. Class variables are declared within a class, but outside any method. But the main thing we need to observe here that we must need to declare that method with a static keyword. Class variables are shared among all instances of the class and maintain the same value across instances. But in case of instance variables, different values are created for different instances. But here, the class variables are shared among all instances of the class. That is, we are not able to modify the value if we assign ones to the given class variable. To understand this, let us write a code in Java. Here, I have created a file named class variable example which consists of the following code, where I am declaring two class variables, namely total count 1 and total count 2 of type int and prefixed with a keyword called static. Without this keyword, we are unable to create a class variables. Instead, it will create instance variables in the absence of this static keyword. Now, within the main method, we are able to access the above declared variable directly and able to assign values to it. This is all by the means of the declaration of the keyword called static. Now, system.out.println method is used to print these values to the console. Now let us run the program. So we are successfully able to get the output as total count 1 5, total count 2 7. Now to summarize this concept, first we need to declare a class variable by prefixing a keyword called static, no matter whichever type the variable may be, and we can access those class variables within the main method directly without the creation of any instances. In this lecture, as I mentioned, we are going to discuss about the naming conventions. It will be discussed in the next part of the video.